Okay, guys, here's the deal. We are on the last episode of Rent a Girlfriend. I didn't get a chance to see it yesterday because of work, but I woke up this morning feeling energized and feeling ready to talk about it in a serious matter of Rent a Girlfriend franchise. I mean, we have 300 chapters of Rent a Girlfriend, and still is going on. And still, it's ongoing, like it's still there. So, I don't want to hear nobody popping shit that Rent a Girlfriend is, oh, Rent a Girlfriend is so long, we don't want to watch this rom-com shit. Oh, they're not going to hook up. Oh, can they just kiss already? Can they confess? Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't know if you noticed, but every rom-com had a long, ongoing rom-com, like an ongoing series to confession. Think about it. Nisekoi had a 5-year had a 5-year rom-com battle. Kaguya's Summer Love is War, 5 years. Hell, not to mention, Oh My Goddess. The series, the manga series, Oh My Goddess, that was 14 years rom-com. And y'all can't handle Rent a Girlfriend that long? Y'all need some help. Now, again, going back to what I said. We are on the last, I'm sorry, I went overboard. We are on the last episode of Rent a Girlfriend. The very last episode of season 3, episode 12. You know, this season of Rent a Girlfriend has given us a lot. Let's count the ways. This is the Rent a Girlfriend dream arc. For those of you who don't follow the Rent a Girlfriend manga series like I do, each of it has its own arc. This arc particularly is all about Chizuru trying to become an actress, and this fundraising and Kazu's doing whatever he can to get Chizuru's career on the rise. And we introduced Minnie. Minnie was introduced in the show as one of the best wing women in the Rent a Girlfriend franchise. And if you're talking about wing women, she is top 3. She is top 3 in terms of wing women's in anime. Like she doesn't even want to be part of this harem. She wants to help Master, well, Kazuya, aka Master, to back him up. We have seen a lot of development in this series. Well, but mostly Sumi. Chizuru and Sumi develop in this series, but Sumi has developed more ways than one. I wish I brought my Sumi figure down and talked to say, Sumi, you're the best girl ever. But we're not talking about, but I'm not gonna bring my plushie down. Another thing about this season of Rent a Girlfriend is not just the development, but the loss of someone really important in Chizuru's life, her grandma. Now, some of y'all may not have a heart when it comes to Rent a Girlfriend. Some of y'all may not even give a fuck, but come on, guys, let's be honest. This is her grandma. Sorry, this is her grandma, for God's sake. Chizuru lost someone very important in her life. Y'all gotta have a heart to feel that. So now we in this last episode where everything was spot on. Everything was spot on. This episode particularly was spot on. Phenomenal. So without further ado, let's get right to the Rent a Girlfriend season 3 finale review, because I gotta go into the depth in this one. So last week, Kazuya he worked really hard to save up all this money to spend the entire day with Chizuru. That was the plan. And we all know Chizuru is still locked inside. Her heart wasn't in the right place. In other words, she put on the Rent a Girlfriend phase, but she's not open. She's not open up to her feelings. She's putting on that actress Rent a Girlfriend vibe. So that's that. And then you see Kazuya grabbing a bucket of water, and he sees the fireworks. He sees Chizuru like crying, and she don't want to admit that. She didn't want to admit that, but Kazuya knew. Kazuya know what's going on. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. My love and hate relationship for Kazuya is like this. I don't like Kazuya for the stupidity. I mean, this is Kazuya. Cool. This is Kazuya. We can make a verb out of him. He's classic. You can make a verb out of Kazuya. I will say Kazuying. He Kazuying himself. I think that's a verb. We can use that. He has a process. Kazuya has this way of a process. It's classic Kazuying. Yeah, he gets serious in one way. Definition of Kazuing is this: you get serious, and then the next day you go into this phase where you're just going crazy, and that's how Kazuya is. So in this right here, this Kazuya is just serious. He's concerned about Chizu. He's concerned about Chizu, like open up your feelings and all that shit. And he wants Chizu to you put it on his rent-a-girlfriend face. Can you stop doing that and be yourself for once? You locked up all these feelings. Just say it. So with Kazuya, he tell Chizu straight up about how you doing this. He said, my girlfriend this and that. My girlfriend this for me and this one. But she never opened up her feelings. That, to sum it up, that's how it is. All he wants was not only spend the entire day for Chizu, but to be honest and be open. Let it, like, you know how, like, you know, when it comes, this is for real, because this is for real stuff here, guys. Let's think about it. Let's say someone dies in your family or someone you love for in your life, and you hold it up inside and you don't want to release it to someone. That's what this was. The scene where Chizu was crying, that is the best animation ever in the Rent-A-Girlfriend franchise. That's the best animation. I love the creator for this one. I love the author for this one. He did it. Because I read this chapter over and over again. And the fact is, the scene when she was crying, like, she's holding up her tears, like, that moment when she was bursting, like, she didn't want to burst her tears out. But that moment she burst her tears out, the animation was spot on. It was spot on. Crying for her grandma, crying for her grandpa. It was so effing emotional. And you got to see Chizu remembering the times with her grandma, and it was just so emotional in that moment where Chizu didn't want to cry, but she started to cry for real tears. And it wasn't just like acting tears or Rent-A-Girlfriend tears. This is Chizuru's real tears. These are tears of a real person crying for her grandma. And Kazuya, man enough not to hug Chizu, but he was all crying too. He finally sees the true Chizu. That's that. But again, going back to that tear scene, that's the best animation ever for Chizu's crying. You know how many times Chizu was crying? We haven't seen her crying for real tears. There are times when she was holding her tears like that, but she's never really show her true sadness towards people, and that's a sign. Now, the next morning, again, going back to what I said about the whole Kazuying. You know, he's still going that black dot in the top, but he's still phasing. He's like, what did I do? He's still the same. Now, I like how he was sitting down, staring at the wall, and Minnie just sat right next to him. Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I scanned the QR code on Minnie's shirt. Guys, I posted this on Twitter, but let me tell you what I did. So last night when I was watching that scene where Minnie was sitting next to Kazuya, Minnie had the QR shirt, scan the QR code shirt thing. I paused it at that moment so I could scan the QR code, shirt. Dude, the moment I scanned that shirt, it took it right to the Twitter page. It took it right to the Twitter page of the voice actress who plays Minnie. And it says, if you look it up, you know, the resume, it says a voice actor. She's from an idol group called I Star Iris. I think I could be wrong, but I saw this last night, but I did it. Good. So guys, if you guys watch the episode again where Minnie sit next to Kazuya and that QR code, scan the QR code because that actually worked. That actually worked. But but back to what I was saying. With Minnie, it was funny. Minnie sat next to Kazuya the entire time. They didn't even know. And she's proud of Kazuya. She's proud of Kazuya's development. Now the next up is being the actual date. Now, and then it's still the same in terms of Kazuya grabbing peaches, and then he goes back inside, and then Chizu. It's just Kazuya is still the same person. Now, I like the scene where Chizu was talking to her grandma and grandpa. It's very nice to see the development is coming. Now, after the whole process is cleaning up and done, after everybody got to see Chizu's screening event, Ruka was there, she supported her, so that was that. Then you saw Sumi. Oh God, my love for Sumi. My love for Sumi is still there. The fact that she was walking with her dog and starting saying hi to the elderly at the park. Oh my God, my heart is there. And then you got bitch ass mommy talking. Look, I would have gave this show a 10 out of 10. I would have gave this entire season a 10 out of 10. But bitch ass mommy was there. And the thing is, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised mommy showed up at the end. I'm not surprised. Because I know, again, from a guy who read this chapter, who've been reading Rent a Girlfriend, I'm not surprised she showed up. I'm not that surprised. So I knew she was gonna appear. Now, this season alone, I gotta say, this is one of the best seasons so far. Because if you look back on all the two Rent a Girlfriends, yeah, it shows some development at times, and yeah, it goes back and forth for characters. But this season alone, this season was without a doubt one of the best seasons, because forget the fan service, we had less fan service than the other two seasons. This season alone shows a lot of development coming along. Ruka may not developed in this series, but Sumi has developed a lot. And Chizuo has developed a lot as well. If you guys look close at season 3, you see a development in the relationship between Kazuya and Chizuo. Sure, one of them may not confess to each other yet, but you see the development that those two have for each other. And especially in Minnie, oh God, and especially this season was all Minnie. Well, I won't say the entire season was Minnie, but Minnie has shown that she could be the best wing woman ever to not only support Kazuya, but also be there for Chizuo. That's what this season about. It was so many emotions, so many happy moments, so many like cringe moments, but sad moments. And with the loss of her grandmother, and that last episode with her crying, for real, like the animation was spot on. So that is the best animation you guys can get, and that's with this. Now, I won't be surprised we get a season 4. I won't even be surprised we get a season 4. You want to know why? After this arc, we're going to the Hawaii trip arc. That Hawaii trip arc is going to be the best, cringiest, happiest arc you're going to get out of it. The Hawaii trip arc. Trust me, you guys are going to love it. That arc is going to be so full of things that you are going to sit down, grab a beer or grab something and drink and not get knocked out for this arc. But trust me, you're going to love it. Now, here's the thing. Before I end this video on a high note, you know why I'm sticking with Rent a Girlfriend? And you want to know why I say Rent a Girlfriend is the GOAT? It's because of this. With 300 chapters of Rent a Girlfriend, I have a theory. I have a huge theories on this one. What if this entire series of Rent a Girlfriend is just about Kazuya, like all this is just Kazuya telling a story to his kids? You think about it. What if all these 300 chapters and more is just Kazuya telling his kids how 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 he ended up with Chizuru and all the adventures they have for each other and how they met? Or what if, or that's one theory. Another theory is what would happen, what if this whole thing is just Chizuru telling her kids, or telling her producers and doing an interview about how, what was it like as a rented girlfriend? What was it like as you lost your grandpa, your grandma, and what was it like dating Kazuya? Where is he at now? Is well, what if this whole thing was an interview? Like, she's already an actress, but what if they have this one-on-one interviews and she was talking about her things with Kazuya? That's that. Now, here's another theory. What if all these chapters of Rent a Girlfriend is just the mindset of Kazuya? You know what I mean? What if all this was a mindset of Kazuya, so that when he wakes up, so that he realized all this was just a dream, or all this was in a coma, he'd be like, oh, so now I know what to do. So now he's gonna approach Chizuru and say, I love you. That's the theories. Those are my theories, but I still think the best theory for this whole thing is, what if Kazuya was actually telling his side of the story to his kids about how he met his wife, how he did this and that with Chizuru. So I and the friends that he had with, and like, what if he telling to his kids? That's my theory. I think that's the best theory ever. I can see where it's going. That's why I'm sticking with this series, because something tells me something like that is going to happen. And if that's the case, then this Rent a Girlfriend is the GOAT. But like I said, this season 3 was one of the seasons that it was so many emotions in this one overall. It had so much emotions in this one. The new character, Minnie, and bitch-ass Mommy was there, but only that one time. I think Mommy was there for this entire series twice, no, 3 times. Saw her in the first episode. We saw her in the episode when she explained the game. And now this one. So it's like, I would have gave this show a 10, but bitch-ass Mommy came at the last second. But you know what? I'll give it a 9, because at least Mommy-chan, they gave Mommy-chan dialogue. And for all you Mommy-chans out there, you think to yourself, oh yeah, she finally spoke. Well, I gave this series a 9, because you know why? We have not got a Mommy episode, and Mommy appeared in the last episode with just one, like maybe 2 sentences, maybe like 1 sentence. But at least she's there. But at least she gave her 1 sentence. But that's what it is. So I look forward for the future of Rent a Girlfriend and the long ongoing series of it. So stay tuned.